Hello there. Good evening, Mississippi. Tonight, I'm coming to you as Jamie Alaizah Roberts, a human being and a creation of God, and not as Alaizah Roberts, the political candidate in the U.S. Senate election for 2026. This video is for Trey Reed, Corey Zucattis, and the countless others awaiting justice for their lives being unnecessarily taken due to any kinds of form of violence via hate, bigotry, discrimination, or any reasons that people choose to resort to violence. I am outraged by this. I cannot believe that this is what our country has come to. I cannot believe that this is what people are resorting to is violence. I cannot believe people are resorting to hateful actions. Some of the things that I've seen on social media and I've even seen in person, witnessed myself. Some of the hate I have even endured myself. But not as near as much as people of color have had to endure in recent weeks. I'm coming to talk to you about the Trey Reed situation, and I'm focused on speaking about that story in particular because it hits very close to home here in Mississippi. And but I just want to say that this is meant for all of those loved ones and those who lost their lives unnecessarily due to violence and that are awaiting justice. I hope this brings justice for everyone. But in this video, the focus is for Trey Reed. As I said, it hits close to home. I spoke in my last video that's called Stop the Violence Now about how I did not believe that an African American human being would choose to unalive themselves in the same manner that their ancestors were unalived by their slave owners and other types of people back in the 60, 70, 80 years ago time frame, 50 to 80 years ago time frame, I would say, 100 years ago time frame, I would say. And I still firmly believe that. And thanks to Colin Kaepernick, a football star, taking notice to this and bringing money out of his own pocket to pay for an autopsy, we have answers. And it aligns with exactly what I believed, that this young man was unalived and someone put him up in that tree and hung him to make it look like suicide to cover what they were doing. That's why it was swept under the rug so quickly. Everything was ruled out so quickly. So now hearing this autopsy that Colin Kaepernick had paid for and had done, and hearing the results of it, I want to firmly say that I believe the results of that autopsy, that that young man was beat, brutalized, and unalived. Excuse me, the devil's trying to keep me from talking. Beaten, brutalized, and unalived by people, then hung in that tree. Corey Zucattis, I believe, his unaliving is tied to this case. and I believe he met a similar fate. The reason I believe he may be involved, or the reason he may be connected to the Trey Reed unaliving, is simply because he possibly witnessed it happening, or witnessed them hanging Trey from the tree. Regardless, sorry I say a lot. I'm still getting over the anxiety and nerves of making these videos and being so public, but I'm getting there. I'm getting better with it, so thank you for your patience and your understanding. But anyways, back to what I was speaking about. I believe that he was a witness in some form and did not want to play along with the people committing the crime, and so they decided to silence Corey by doing probably the same thing to him, and then hanging him from a tree to make it look like that he unalived himself. And with people discovering that he's homeless, they would quickly believe that, because according to this current administration and MAGA politicians, that homeless people are automatically mentally ill. So I guess they figured that people would firmly believe that, no questions asked. No, that man was homeless, yes, but I'm sure his homelessness or nothing of any kind of sort warranted him to unalive himself. I believe that he witnessed, especially this all happened in the same day, both deaths in the same day. Come on, you don't have to be a detective or even an Einstein to piece together that Corey Zucattis, his unaliving is tied to Trey Reed's unaliving, simply because Corey Zucattis was probably sleeping on the street somewhere nearby where all of this took place with Trey Reed, and he witnessed it happened, or he witnessed after the fact. Either way, I believe he is a witness and did not want to play ball with the people perpetrating the crime. And so they turned on him and silenced him. And like I said, probably the same similar manner that they did to Trey Reed. And I firmly believe that. And that's one of the many reasons why I am running for office, because I am sick and tired of all of these racist people that sweep things under the rug because they think it doesn't matter. As a child of God and as an anointed chosen one, I cannot and will not stand by while Christ's name and Christianity is hijacked by MAGA-influenced politicians and their supporters to further justify hate, racism, bigotry, greed, and white supremacy. The law of God and Jesus Christ's own words will tell you that the duty of humanity is nonviolence, generosity, caring for the poor, caring for the homeless, caring for the vulnerable, caring for the oppressed, and caring for the marginalized. And everybody has forgotten that. So many people, I'm sorry, well, not everybody, but so many people, I apologize for saying everybody, so many people, way too many people have forgotten God's basic human decency law, that we're supposed to give generously. We're supposed to live a nonviolent life and be nonviolent. We're supposed to care for the poor and the vulnerable and the homeless, the hungry, the elderly. We're supposed to love our fellow neighbor. We're supposed to love our enemy and pray for those who persecute us. If someone didn't love Trey Reed, they could have stayed away from him. What about Trey Reed would make you unalive him? Nothing. This boy was going to college. He was furthering his education so he could make something of his life and be a productive member of society. He wasn't involved in anything of wrongdoing, or he wasn't trying to hurt or harm anyone or cause anyone harm. He was simply trying to just live his life. The only thing he is guilty of is being an African American. And I will bluntly say that gladly. I'm sure I'm going to catch a whole lot of hate from a whole lot of people for it, and that's okay. Because God supports all the loving things I say. And I stand firm. Yes, everybody experiences racism. White, yellow, red, brown, black, whatever intermingle of colors, all experience racism. But the fact is, brown and black people are 10 times as likely to experience racism today than any other race. That is the hard, cold truth. Brown and black skinned people are not 10, I'd say in this current day and age, 50 times as likely to deal with racism and hatred and discrimination than any other race. We're seeing it unfold. These people of color being unalived necessarily. These places that are already desegregating, that have schools with fountains that say whites only and blacks only. Not here in Mississippi that I've heard of yet, but I've heard in another state. I can't quite remember. It's actually the same state that the little elementary boy hung the other elementary school boy, and I believe he's in the hospital still currently fighting for his life. Prayers out to that family, and I'm so sorry that I can't currently remember his name right now. But it's the fourth grader and the second grader. It's that situation. And things like that. That is disgusting. They did that. They said that they did that with the signs because they think that's okay. The parents of the child that did that to the little boy, the African American little boy, said that they feel that that's okay because of their values and their ways and their beliefs. How can anyone exist and think that any form of hatred is okay? If you don't like someone, don't talk to them. Walk the other direction. Newsflash, people. There is lots of land for us to venture off to. If you don't like someone, go in the opposite direction. Or if it's on social media, block them. Don't attack them violently, whether it be, emotionally violent by words or physical violence by actions. If you don't like someone for any reason at all, even if you don't like them because they have a red streak in their hair, go the other direction. No matter what reason you don't like them, whether it's because they have a Barney sticker on their forehead or whatever the case may be, if you don't like them for whatever reason, go in the other direction. Go to another restaurant. Go to another place. That's the human thing to do. I know people say, well, I was here first and I shouldn't have to. That's what children say. We as adults should suck it up and just go somewhere else. Shop somewhere else. Eat somewhere else. Stay somewhere else. Go to a different school. If going to a different school is not an option, then stay away from that person. Most schools, especially colleges, are huge. So there's no reason that you can't separate and stay from each other at a safe distance without anything occurring. There's just no reason. And people know that. They know that they can make all these choices to avoid these people or not see them. They know that. But instead, they choose violence. And I am tired of it. So one of the many things that I plan on doing, besides first helping the poor, the homeless, the hungry, the struggling, the vulnerable, the elderly, the oppressed and the marginalized, I'm going to also fight to help stop the violence. I'm going to help to stop the racism, the bigotry, the hatred, whatever I got to do to bring into place, starting in Mississippi. I'm going to do it because another mother, another father should not have to ever bury their child ever again. I know that you're going to have children that are going to die of illnesses and stuff like that, and that's just that. The ones that I'm talking about is no parent will ever have to bury their child ever again as a result of senseless violence. That will end. And I'm going to fight with every fiber of my being that God has given me to get to my seat in the U.S. Senate so I can start making a difference in Mississippi and in America. I'm going to do every single thing that I can. And I know many of you will say, we've heard people come in front of us with so many empty words and empty promises. And I get that. But if you could just please trust and believe that I'm not one of those people. That I'm someone who never was interested in politics whatsoever. It's things like this and the other horrible crimes against humanity that is happening is the reason that I've decided to just take a stand and say enough is enough. And running for government office is how I plan on pulling together the resources and the power to put an end to senseless violence due to hatred, bigotry, discrimination, or any other forms of reasons that people choose violence. I'm going to continue to fight against that, and I'm going to, as I said, most definitely fight to help the poor, the hungry, the homeless, the vulnerable, the elderly, the oppressed, and the marginalized. It's time to have people in politics and in government that want to bring help and healing to our states and to our country. Not people who only want to hurt and destroy us and divide and fracture us and turn us against each other and have us hating and killing each other. That's what they want. You have so many groups of people that have banded together under one giant movement that their desire is to create hate and division so everyone turns on each other and unalives each other. So while everyone's too busy fighting with each other and hating on each other and unaliving each other and all that stuff, people, the bad people in government are allowed to continue to do whatever they want to, cover up whatever they want to, hide whatever they want to, get away with whatever they want to. And it has to stop. Yes, I'm your regular, everyday looking person. Yes, on top of that, I'm trans, and I'm of mixed races. Creole, Native American. Part of that Creole is Nigerian, African ancestry. But I was born in New Orleans, Louisiana. So make mistake, I am a United States American citizen. Before anyone tries to bring that up. Sad, but they will. It's gonna stop. Enough is enough. Brown-skinned and black-skinned people should not have to walk around in public with eyes in the back of their head and fear of their life, wondering what will happen next. That is unfair to them. God did not create these lands for us to walk around all over them in fear constantly, in fear of our lives. The only person we should be in fear of is God. That's it. We should not have to walk around every single day in fear of our lives being taken from another human being. And I'm telling you, brown and black-skinned people are having to do that right now. They are having to walk around in society, in public, feeling like a target is painted over their entire back. They have had to grow eyes in the back of their head, figuratively speaking, to watch their backs so well because of the violence and hate and racism perpetrated against them. And that is no way to live. And I will do everything in my power with all the other things that I've talked about doing. I will also do everything in my power to make sure that not another brown or black-skinned person has to walk around in fear of their life ever again. That is no way to live. America is supposed to be a country of freedom, and that is not freedom to have to walk around constantly in fear of your life being taken or you being kidnapped and harmed in some kind of way if you're not unalived. No one should have to walk around in that fear. I know that there's other people in this world that walk around in that fear, including trans people and other LGBT plus people. But mainly a lot of brown and black skinned people walk around in a lot of strong fear as well that they shouldn't have to. I love all of you, my brothers and sisters in the Lord's blood. Please pray for Trey Reed's family. Please pray for Corey Zucatis' family. And please pray that justice come to both of these young men. And pray for all the other young men and young women, or the other men and women that have lost their lives unnecessarily. And all of these children and babies that are all losing their lives unnecessarily. Again, I love you all, and have a very blessed night.